Okay, so we're continuing our discussion on the NIST cybersecurity framework, trying to break down each one of these controls into just some plain English. We are on IDBE5, and that control description reads, resilience requirements to support delivery of critical services are established for all operating states. For example, under duress, attack, during recovery, normal operations. Um, the easiest example that I can find for this is when I see the word resilience, I think of a rubber band, and I think of a rubber band in its natural state is maybe 2 or 3 inches in diameter, and if you take that rubber band and you stretch it, there's a relevant range. There is a bandwidth or a capacity of how far you can stretch that bandwidth without a problem, and it is able to go back to normal. If you stretch it too far, it could snap, and that's obviously dependent upon the rubber band, the thickness, the size, and all that kind of stuff. In my just real world example there. So when we look at this control, like one example might be, hey, look, if you in an emergency mode type operation, you know, do you have the resiliency, the bandwidth capacity to be able to have a fully remote staff? Is the infrastructure there to handle that? If it's not, is there a limit to that? So if you're, if that's that ability is as a rubber band, if it won't stretch all the way to have everybody, maybe it will only stretch to have half your workforce. And there's limitations there. So really what this control is doing is it's trying to have the company um, go in and really look at this and say, okay, what are the things that impact that resiliency? What gives us that bandwidth, that capacity? Are there limitations? And if so, we want to make sure we're aware of them before these situations, these operating states occur. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more clarity on IDBE5, and we will continue the mission here of going through the cybersecurity framework.